ancient evil has arisen from the shadows. Sauron gathers power. His malice inflames those who follow him. To the north, he sends Agandaur, cruel master of dark sorceries, to crush all who would dare oppose him. Against this rising shadow stand those who do not seek glory, who do not seek power. Those who fight to stem the onslaught. To protect their people, their lands, and all of Middle-earth. Three bright flames of courage to challenge the darkness. Of the Great War of the Ring, many songs have been sung and many tales told. The names of heroes like Gandalf the Grey, Aragorn the King, and Frodo the Ring-Bearer are greatly revered, and rightly so. Yet Sauron's grasp stretched much further than the lands of Gondor and Rohan alone, and his forces might have done great evil in the north of Middle-earth, had a handful of heroes not stood in his path. Their stories, too, deserve to be told. Pay heed now to one such tale, which begins here in the town of Bree, just a few short days before Frodo arrived on his quest.
Aragorn.
Eredon, well met. And in company with Andriel of Rivendell and Farin of Erebor. An unlikely trio to find walking through the doors of the Prancing Pony. You were at Sarn Ford last I knew. Do you bear news from Halbarad?
Yes. Grim news.
I feared it would be so. Quickly, tell me what has happened, but keep your voices low. There are unfriendly ears, even here in Bree.
3 days passed. The guard at Sarn Ford was attacked by 9 Black Riders. We were overwhelmed, and the enemy passed into the Shire.
This is worse than I imagined. I know these riders. It is from Mordor they come. Our folk could not hope to stand against the Nine together. How bad were our losses?
Very bad. We tried to resist them, but they were surrounded by an aura of unnatural dread.
There is more you should know. After the rout, one of the Black Riders met with an ally, a man of great malice and power.
As our master commanded, I have stirred up the orcs of the mountains. Even now I have a force gathering amid the ruins of Old Fornost.
Return at once and prepare your forces. We will have need of them soon.
My orcs will be ready. These lands have known peace for too long. They will soon feel the Dark Lord's wrath.
If this Agendaur has a force at Fornost, then our position grows all the more desperate.
But why all this force against the peaceful halflings? It can't be the enemy sees them as a threat.
I will say this much. There is a hobbit of the Shire who should be coming this way with a great burden. If it falls into the hands of the enemy, it will mean doom for us all. Now this hobbit is adrift on the road with enemies all around. I must find him before they do. And I need you to help me keep him safe.
You are my chieftain. I will gladly do whatever you command.
I'm a part of this now as well.
Then we three are of one mind. How can we aid you?
We must reduce the threat from the enemies gathered at Fornost. Travel there and do whatever you can to keep the enemy's eye turned towards you and away from the Shire.
Perhaps we will have help in this task. Eladan and Elrohir were in the north when last I heard. Any gathering of the enemy is certain to attract their attention.
Good. You could find no better allies than the sons of Elrond half-elven.
I hope we meet. But with or without help, the enemy will be kept busy. We'll make sure of that.
Welcome to Bree. You're a stranger around here. May I ask you a few questions?
Questions? Concerning what?
We hear a lot of talk from travelers these days. Most of them speak of war and of a growing shadow in the east. The townsfolk just dismiss this. Say it's far away and doesn't concern us. But I'm not so sure. You've traveled. Maybe seen a few things. What's your opinion? Should we be worried?
There is much to worry about, and the danger is not far off.
I was afraid of that. If only I could convince others. But until then, I will have to take action on my own.
What do you intend to do?
I'd like to arrange for arming the town. We'll need more than pitchforks if we're forced to defend ourselves. I tried to convince a dwarven merchant to bring us weapons, but he refused.
Perhaps I should talk to this dwarf.
It's worth a try. His name is Groff. He's selling his wares from a market stall down the street. You might still find him there.
I shall speak with him and return with his answer.
Oh, you're an elf, aren't you? Sorry, you'd think I'd notice an elf walking into the Prancing Pony. I guess I've had my head in the clouds today.
You must pardon my saying so, but you seem troubled.
Oh no, it's no trouble. Not really. It's more like, well, I'm in love.
Surely that is a good thing. Tell me, who is it that you love?
It's Idona Bellflower, my childhood sweetheart. I always thought we were meant for each other, but her father doesn't like my prospects. He's arranging a match with the blacksmith, Elman Brushwood.
A father's wishes are not to be set aside lightly. But what of Idona? Does she love you as well?
That's just it. I'm not sure. I always told her how much I loved her when we were children. It was all a game back then. Then we got older and it got so much harder to say.
If you love her, tell her so.
I want to tell her. I do. Look, this locket belonged to my mother. I want to give it to Idona as a token of my love. But the chain is broken, and Elman the blacksmith is the only one in town who can fix it. If I take it to him, he's sure to suspect something and turn me away.
A simple matter. Let me take it to him.
Yes, that might work. Elman would never suspect a stranger like you. There's one more thing. Idona's father, he keeps a careful eye on his daughter and won't give me a moment alone with her.
I will take her the locket, and your words.
Wonderful! Just perfect! Take the locket to Elman at the smithy across the street. Once it's repaired, bring it to Idona and tell her I love her, and that I'll do everything in my power to make her happy every day we are together.
Very well. I will tell her.
And just one more thing. After you talk to her, could you come back and tell me what she said?
Certainly. I will bring you her answer.
So, what brings an elf to my shop? Surely you don't need old Elman to set your equipment to rights. I thought you elves could conjure up magical swords with a snap of your fingers. At least according to the stories I was told as a lad.
I would like to have this locket repaired. Are you able to do the work?
Let's see it. Looks like something might have been made in these parts. Maybe back in me old dad's day. Wouldn't expect one of your kind to have something like this. Where'd you come by?
Where I came by the locket is not your concern. Will you repair it or will you not?
No need to go all cross. I was just wondering is all. Anyway, it's a simple enough job. It'll cost you a silver penny though. There you are. Good as new.
I thank you. Farewell, Smith.
Hello, is there something I can do for you?
Rowley Appledore wishes me to present a gift.
A gift? From Rowley? But I thought that is he. I'm sorry, it's just so unexpected. What is this gift?
This locket, which once belonged to his mother.
Oh, it's beautiful. But I don't understand. Why is he giving me this now?
He also wished me to tell you how deeply he loves you.
Rowley loves me? Still? We were so close when we were children, but I thought he had forgotten all that.
No, he remembers, and it means everything to him.
But this is wonderful news. Wonderful. Rowley's always had my heart, always. The poor, simple, wonderful fool.
He is awaiting your answer. What should I tell him?
Oh, please tell him I love him, and that we will find a way to be together always.
A pleasant message to bear. Farewell, Idona.
Well now, if you don't mind my saying so, you don't look much like a Breelander. Is there something I can do for you?
I have a favor to ask of you.
A favor? What sort of favor?
These people have need of arms. Will you bring a supply of weapons for trade?
You're pulling my beard. Weapons for these folk? They wouldn't know which end of the sword to hang on to. I might as well try selling shoes to hobbits.
The days of peace and comfort may soon be past for Bree. They must be prepared should danger come upon them.
I'll not deny times are growing dark. There's trouble all around. But you'll never get these folks to believe it. Life's been too easy for them for too long.
Not everyone is blind to the growing threat. It was one of the townsmen who sent me to ask this of you. There are others who are worried as well.
It'll take more than a few sensible folk to make it worth my time. These people are simple and peace-loving. It's plowshares they want, not swords.
They will learn quickly should trouble come their way. Surely you do not wish to leave them defenseless in their need.
You're right, of course. Maybe it's not such a bad idea after all. At least I'd have no competition. All right, I'll do it.
You have made the right choice. The Bree folk will thank you, as do I. Farewell.
You're a strong man, Bramble. You do well with us.
Sounds good, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to hurt no one. Not real bad, anyway.
You think they care about you? I say take what you want and the rest be damned. Well, what do you want, Elf? This is a private conversation.
You said something about hurting people. Why?
Well, it's just that this fellow and his friends are offering me a chance to, well, be part of a gang.
Shut your mouth, Harley Bramble. You don't have to spill your guts to this pointy here. Elves don't belong here.
I sense that it is you who does not belong here. Keep your insults to yourself.
And what if I don't? What are you gonna do about it, eh? You filthy dog. Have it your way for now. But I have friends, powerful friends. You'll soon be sorry. Mark my words. This whole town will be sorry.
Do you feel the same way as your friend?
Me? No, I don't. I don't even know him, really. He's a stranger here. Just come up from the south a week or two ago. I won't have anything more to do with him, I swear.
I mistrust that one. What did he want of you?
Well, I'm not really sure. He said there'd be changes round here soon, and those smart enough to join up with his friends would end up running things.
He means no good to Bree, or to you. You would do well to avoid men like that.
Aye, you're right. Folks here may not treat me the way I like all the time, but it's still my town. I shouldn't go siding with strangers.
That is the wise path. Farewell, Harley Bramble. There is little in the way of art or gardens in Bree. I wonder if the towns of men are always so dismal.
You're back! Did you speak to Idona? What did she say? I'm dying to know.
Rejoice. She loves you.
Wonderful, wonderful! I can't thank you enough, my friend. But wait, hang on. Oh, I completely forgot. Edmund must have charged you something for that repair. I owe you for that and for your trouble. Here, take what I have. I wish it could be more.
Thank you, and good luck to you both.
Did you speak with Groff? What did he say? Will he bring us weapons?
I was able to convince him. You will have your arms.
Excellent. My only concern now is the time it will take. What if we need to defend the town before the dwarf-made goods arrive? Maybe you could help me with that as well.
How so?
I can tell by your gear that you are no stranger to a fight. If you should have occasion to, well, let's say, recover any weapons you don't need, bring them to me, and I will pay you for them.
I will bear that in mind. Farewell. This is foremost, yet I see no sign of the enemy.
These ruins could hide a large army. We might even now be under the gaze of unfriendly eyes.
Well, we came to provide a distraction for Aragorn, and what better way to do that than walking in the front door? Let's be about it. Beware! Goblins!
Elbereth Githoniel! This will prove useful. I have a good use for this.
gate has opened!
You've been free! Value your life! To battle!
Ah, the very thing I need. This will prove useful. I have a good use for this. This bloom is beautiful and useful as well. Here is something I can make use of. This has the power to heal. Just what I needed.
Everyone unhurt.
These ruins are not sound.
We must find a way out of these pits. Anon Edronion! I will take this. Githoniel! These goblins are small, but deadly all the same.
Oh, you're close between the hammer and anvil now!
This has the power to heal. Cannot take much more.
Back on your feet, lad. We have an enemy to defeat.
Many thanks. Onward now.
Won't last much longer.
Just like a dwarf to spend so much time on the ground.
Many thanks. Let's get back to it.
I am close to death. This bloom is beautiful, and useful as well.
What creature could be making those cries? fallen!
I am close to death.
I thank you, friends. Without your timely arrival, my death would have been slow, but certain.
We are pleased to be of service. No one should be left to suffer at the hands of the goblins. May we know your name?
I am called Balaram. My home is in the Misty Mountains, and I serve Gwaihir, Lord of Eagles. Who is it I have to thank for my rescue?
I am Andriel, and I belong to the household of Elrond Half-Elven, the Lord of Imladris. My companions are Farin and Eridan.
Then I am indebted to you, Andriel of Imladris, and to your friends.
What brought you here to Fornost?
I often range far across the lands of the north, gathering news for Gwaihir, my lord. When I saw activity here in long-abandoned Fornost, I grew curious and flew lower to investigate.
What did you see?
Goblins and other foul folk are working within the ruins. They appear to be preparing for war, building siege engines and stockpiling arms.
Were you able to determine who it is that leads this force?
I saw a tall man, heavily armored. The goblins obeyed his commands. Who he is I cannot say, but he had an aura of menace, like one tainted by the shadow.
That can only be Agandaur.
You know this man?
He is a servant of the Dark Lord. We must find him, and destroy him if we are able.
I will assist you, but it will be perilous. The enemy has positioned war machines upon the inner wall. They limit my ability to fly freely.
If we could reach the top of the wall, we might be able to destroy the machines.
Beyond those doors, you will find a passage and stairs leading up to the wall.
Those machines are certain to be well guarded. We could be walking into a trap.
I will take to the air and draw their fire. If we are fortunate, that will allow you to gain the top of the wall unobserved.
Very well. Let us begin. Just what I needed. The very thing I need. Let me gather this.
Back again? What can I do for you? Back again? What can I do for you?
I shall leave you to your work.
Welcome. I think more folks are starting to believe the dangers I warned of are real. But it's no wonder, really. What with the Black Riders appearing on our streets and attempted murder right here in the inn. Welcome. I think more folks are starting to believe the dangers I warned of are real. But it's no wonder, really. What with the Black Riders appearing on our streets and attempted murder right here in the inn.
Black Riders entered Bree?
Yes, but Barliman can probably tell you more than I.
You must pardon me. I have pressing matters to attend to.
I have a lot of work ahead of me if I'm going to convince Idona's father I'll make a good match for his daughter. I've got plans, though. I'll find a way.
May the stars shine upon you both. Farewell, Rowley Appledore.
Well, bless me. If it isn't an elf walking right into my shop like something from an old tale. Welcome, welcome. What can I do for you? I hope you have a trinket or two you would be willing to sell. Nothing as wonderful as elf-made goods.
Do you deal often with my kind?
Not often, sadly. But there are still elves that wander from time to time through the Chetwood nearby. Sometimes I've been fortunate enough to meet with them.
I see. Have you met with any recently?
Why, no, now that you mention it. I guess it's been a few years since last I met an elf. Though sometimes I've had a strong feeling that they were about. Just not seen, if you take my meaning.
I am not surprised that meetings with my kin have become rare. Do you know why this is so?
Folks say that the elves are leaving our shores, heading west and sailing away for other lands. Some around here might be happy to know that was true, but for my part, I hoped it isn't. Yet I imagine you'd know more about that than me.
It is true. Many of my kindred have departed, and many more will soon follow. Yet there are those of us who still love these lands of Middle-earth. We will remain here for many long years to come, if we are able.
Good, good. I hope to see more elves visiting and trading with us. Speaking of which, what can I do for you?